3. Okay. My coat hook out of here. I hang my stuff up. And we're here. True blue maiden voyage of the Fatfish. I don't know what I'm doing. Fatfish 646i, I think. Nice big boy. Look at all that room. Look at all that room. I can sleep in here. This is like a 3-manner. This is great. Real easy to pop up too, just as easy as the regular pop-ups. It's just heavy, which you know, that's, you expect that, but it's insulated, so it should keep the heat in a little bit. I'm actually already really hot. That propane heater, I'm not going to use near as much propane as I thought I was going to. Sorry. Cold. I got dogs barking outside. I'm gonna drill a couple 8-inch holes in here. It's nice. So I was in 2 spots yesterday where I was in 10 foot and 13 foot and they were hitting in both spots. Well, now I can just fish both spots from the same shanty. This is great. I'll do my little thing here in a second, but let me get all set up. So today's plan was to have Anthony come out with us, Tony Cam, and he wasn't feeling so good, so it's just me. But I had plans, so I wanted to get the Eskimo Fatfish set up, see how easy it was. So easy. Wish I would have bought it instead of my Quick Fish. Still like my Quick Fish, but it's a Quick Fish 3. It's not insulated. This is insulated. You know, this is just better. But it is bigger. It is heavier. So if it's just me, a solo mission like today, probably would have brought the Quick Fish instead of this one. But you know, I had to set it up. I'm already marking fish, so I'm gonna make this quick. What else? I wanted to test my 8-inch auger. I got the Eskimo pistol bit, 8-inch. I already had the 6-inch. It's great. Tested the 8-inch today. Had a few stress cracks because the ice is still thin. It was a little scary, but we're good. We're safe. Main goal today, though, catch and cook. I'm keeping bluegill. I'm throwing them on the ice today. So I'm already marking a bunch of them. I'm gonna get this started and start catching some bluegill. So yeah, there's so many marks on the screen. I gotta shut up and start fishing. Got him. He was probably on there for a minute. Oh, already in the transducer. Come on. All right, that was really quick. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that is eater bluegill number 1 going on the ice. Got him. Another good eater bluegill. These definitely aren't the monsters that can be here, but they are good eaters. Keep, you know, maybe a half dozen of them. And when it's cold like this, most people would just throw them on the ice and call it good. I am throwing them on the ice and still bonking them because I don't want them to suffer. I literally can't get my other rod tied on. They're coming in so often. Got him. This one doesn't feel as big. Oh, that'll eat. Number 3 on the ice. Good thing I got nature's cooler outside because I'm not ready to leave yet. Got him. Oh, lost him right at the hole. Got hooked up in the transducer. Oh, oh, oh. Of course, I'm on my phone. That'd be another eater. Oh, oh yeah. Dropped right to him. Oh. That I had a mark on the bottom. I gotta leave. Well. I was gonna say, it felt like not a bass. And usually those marks on the bottom are bass. Alright, change it up a little bit. We're gonna stick with the Z-Viber because it was working. We're gonna go with one a little bit smaller because I think that the Bluegill are a little intimidated by the larger size. And I got that on my tickle stick. This is the 23-inch ultralight with that real springy tip and a 13 fishing descent, with I believe 4-pound test. Got him. Alrighty. Ow. 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 Alright, this one is a little small. And the bite has been slow for a little bit here, so to appease the fishing gods, and because he's already a little on the small side, if I can get this hook out, we're going to let this one go so that we can get more. Got him. Oh my bum. Got him. That won't eat. Alright. We're at 5. One more would be a pretty decent meal. Okay, I really don't know if I was recording, but I did just catch a bass. It wasn't very big. But I'm not keeping bass. And it wasn't 14 inches anyway. I probably could catch a 14-incher today, but we're not trying to keep bass today. I'm not against keeping bass. I just prefer to catch them. So don't be like, oh, this guy doesn't eat bass. He's purist. No, that's not me. Not me at all. Got him. That might be another bass. Oh, another good gill. Sweet. We're at a half dozen. That's gonna be it from the shanty. I got some cleanup to do. A lot of cleanup to do. It's actually not that bad, but sucks alone. Propane here is down. You can probably hear that. I'm gonna clean up. Gonna head home. Pull out the cleaning table. I'll probably actually show you guys one of the fish being cleaned. It's gonna be a lot less bloody than the catfish were. Catfish was, whatever. And yeah, we'll see you guys back at the house. I don't want to clean all this up. I think that's about as good as an angle I'm going to get. Look in my garage. I was waiting because my neighbor was out shuffling. I got my cleaning table set up. I'll probably tilt the camera down a little bit. I had to start drinking without you guys, sorry. I'm having a cider. Nothing crazy. Got my knife ready. Got my bowl ready. Got my bucket for fish carcasses because I'm not just gonna dump them straight into the garbage can. I'm gonna bag them and then throw them in the garbage can. It's cold, so nothing should, you know, rot before garbage day. And I got my fish, which have been kept cold, so they should be nice and solid. And we'll bring you guys a little bit closer and show you how I do a bluegill. Hey, do you really need to watch this video to fillet a bluegill? I hope not, but you know, somebody, you might not have ever done one before, so I'll show you my preferred way to do it. Let's bring you in. Alright, welcome. See, got my pile of fish here. Was waking up a little bit after being cold, but that's okay. Let's get that angle right. Hopefully that looks pretty good. Hands are a little cold now from fishing them out of the bucket. Got my freshly sharpened knife, and then for bluegill, I like to start with their heads facing towards me, or their backs facing towards me. So obviously everything's gonna be backwards for you. And then just start cutting in. You might have to move some scales out of the way. Just get a nice cut started. So you find that backbone. And then take your knife. I like to start with a little bit of a turn. And then just find that backbone again. And then just follow it all the way back. And I like to go all the way back. I don't like to pierce through. I just like to come back to about the tail. I don't know how that looks, but I like to come back to about here, because then I can hold this open and start to work my way back. I don't like to pierce through too early, because if you pierce through too early, you might lose a little bit of meat. And these aren't very big bluegill, so I'm not going to worry a whole lot about belly meat. I'll show you what I mean as I get there. So you can see I've started to follow that rib cage. You can see where it starts to bump out, so that's the rib cage. And so there is a little bit of meat on those ribs. So that's what I'm talking about with belly meat. You kind of work your way along those ribs, and you can get a little bit of extra meat that way. So now I've come back far enough, I could go ahead and just pierce through. Try to hold the fish as flat as you can. Pierce through right there. And now I got that all opened up. Didn't do that good of a job, but it's my first one. And then, like I said, you can follow that rib all the way down, or what I like to do, especially for a fish that's small like this. You can see there's a little bit of meat, and I missed a little bit right here, but that's not much at all. The bulk is gonna be this back strap. So what I like to do, yeah, I might get some belly meat off of this guy actually. And then once you've kind of said, okay, that's enough off of that fish, cut through at the front again. And just work your knife. This is where my stiffer knife might do a little bit better. But that's it. There's one fillet. I'm gonna get the other side done and then show you guys how I skin them. So you can see here, so that side, I gave up a little early because there's really no belly meat on that side. So I just kind of cut it early. Normally every season, I only really eat bluegill in the winter. Normally every season, the first one's gonna be a little rough. This is my first one. This isn't this honestly is not bad. So that's a clean bluegill. Toss the carcass. I'm gonna trim up these fillets a little bit. I got a little bit of the rib cage there. And so you see on both of these, the bulk of the meat is on that back strap. And so there's no need to scale them first, because you're just gonna take everything off when you take the skin off. So you want a nice flexible knife. You see how I got a nice bend in it. I'm trying to get it as flat to the table as I can. Normally I would do this a little bit closer to me so I can really get some downward pressure. But I gotta keep it in focus for the camera. And just hold down real nice. There you go. There's your bluegill fillet. Real quick, I know I said I would see you guys in the kitchen, but here are our fillets. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but once they're breaded, they're gonna be good sustenance. And I wanted to remind you guys, always thank your fish. We thank these fish for their lives and for providing us sustenance. Always thank your fish, guys. Okay, now we'll see you in the kitchen. Hey guys, welcome to the kitchen. I already got some water boiling. You can't see it. For my mac and cheese, got my bluegill. If I seem tired, it's because it's actually a couple days later. And I just got home from fishing and it's 9:30. So ice season's kind of taking a break out here. It's about to be in the 50s and rainy, and we're gonna lose all the ice. So I was getting it in while I could, but I had to film this for you guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drain the water out of this bag because I'm gonna actually reuse this bag. So, give me 1 second. That'll work. So now we got our bluegill. And if you guys saw my last catch and cook with the catfish, you probably already know kind of what's about to happen. So I got flour, just some general all-purpose flour, and I got some white cornmeal. Last time I used Hooters seafood breading. I'm gonna not do that this time because I want to give you guys the full experience. And I'm not gonna season it yet because I'm about to do my Frank's Red Hot that every fishing YouTuber does, but there's a reason that we do it. It's delicious. So, gonna drop the fish in this flour and cornmeal to get kind of a base coat going, because I am gonna do a double batter. And it's also gonna help dry the fish. I'm gonna dump the rest of the water. And then into a bowl, I'm going to add 1 egg. Worst egg crack of my life. And I'm gonna add a bunch of Frank's Red Hot. Not really a ton, because I don't have a whole lot of fish here. Gonna stir that up real nice. Gonna get the egg beat. And most shore lunch guys will tell you to just throw Frank's Red Hot into the bag. I like to add an egg when I'm at home just to give it a little bit of extra binding. Get some of that breading onto there. Or some of that coating rather. So these fish are going to be nice and lightly coated with flour. And then I'm going to throw all of these fish back into this bag, which they have been sitting in cold water in the refrigerator for the past couple days. And this is half of the fillets. I actually did eat half of them the first night, but I was home with my fiance and didn't want to film. So there's our coated, once coated fish. And then we're just gonna dump the egg wash and Red Hot into there. And we're just gonna seal that bag up. Leave a little bit of air in there just so you can move the fish around. And it should coat up real quick because there's that flour in there. Then we're gonna let that sit for a second, soak up some of that red hot, and we're gonna season our coating. I actually gonna add a little bit more cornmeal. Yellow cornmeal is good too. It doesn't have to be white cornmeal, but that's what I'm using. And that's gonna kind of show some of the seasoning that I'm gonna throw on here. And make sure that you're seasoning liberally. So I got some Old Bay. I add a bunch of that into there. A bunch of that, because you really want to get that flavor in there. And then I got some Cajun seasoning, because the red hot is not gonna be enough heat for me. And we're just gonna add a bunch of that. And that Cajun seasoning is the usual suspects: paprika, some cayenne powder, chili powders, you know, the usual, some salt. And then we're just gonna give that a good mix. Make a nice little seasoned mixture. I'm gonna add a little bit more Cajun actually. Not happy with that color yet. Alright, now that we got that mixture together, had our fish sitting here for a second. We don't want to just dump the bag into there because all that egg wash will just bind all the batter and we don't want that. And we just want to give that a toss. I'm actually gonna just use my hand to kind of toss these around in here. And those will be some nice double coated bluegill fillets. And the reason why we do half cornmeal, half flour is because the flour is going to create a nice layer for everything to bind together. And the cornmeal is going to provide that crunch and crisp that you love from fried fish. And we're going to really make sure that we get a lot on here. I didn't double batter this for nothing. Look at that, beautiful. Beautiful, nice battered fish fillets. And then to the fryer. Alright, we're doing a shallow fry, so our oil should already be nice and hot. See, I got a nice little tempura style fryer here, and that sound is exactly what you want. And since we got 8 fillets, I'm gonna just go ahead and do 4 at a time, since they're small. Welcome to my table. Got my ginger ale, got my fish. I know it looks like a sparse plate, but I got mac and cheese too. I didn't go all out and make like a land shark catch and cook where I got like all these fancy sides and stuff. I just did fish. It's really like bluegill. Nice, crispy, crunchy. Oh yeah, could be good. Got tartar sauce too. First bite though, gonna go without the tartar sauce. Winter bluegill. You saw everything that went into it. These fish were amazing to catch, and they're gonna be amazing to eat, and we thank them. Nice, beautiful white meat. Can't beat that. So, I have plans when winter kicks back up again and the ice comes back. I want to do my fish taco recipe, which is pretty simple. It's honestly just frying fish. But I do a cool little different thing for my slaw. I guess it's not even really a slaw, just toppers, whatever. And I wanted to share that with everybody. It's a little different, and I really like it. But for now, these fish are going to be eaten as is. I'm gonna get my mac and cheese. I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna shower, I'm gonna go to bed. It's late, I got work tomorrow. It has been an awesome few days. I appreciate you guys for watching. Glad I was able to get some content during this literally like a week worth of good ice. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Who knows where it'll take us, because right now we're in a lull. But I love you guys. See you in the next one.